All right. Hey, everyone. This
Hello.
is Parking Lot Radio. I'm your host, Sunny Side Up, and we're here with Rachel Bell, my co host, and Cugine, or what's your actual name? What do people call you?
Uh, Depends how you met me. So if you met me through social media, you'd call me Cugine. If you
Cooge.
met me in high school, you'd probably call me Danny or Donuts.
Donuts.
Danny
Yeah.
Donuts. Were you a
Danny
fat, were you a
Donuts.
fat guy?
Nah, I
No,
just,
he drove donuts in the parking lot, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, I
yeah.
think it.
You're a racer?
Yeah, I ate like a dozen donuts one day, and my teacher was like, "Oh, Danny Donuts."
Yeah,
What are
it's
you
so
doing?"
funny. You do something one time in high school, and then it's your nickname for like the
That's
rest
it.
of your
Yeah,
life.
it's crazy. It's a scam.
So, how do we first meet? I think it was through Nico, right?
Yeah, Nico, me and him were doing like a food tour.
Yeah.
And he was like, Sonny's coming through. And I'm like, who? He's like, the kid who runs Boys Who Can Cook. I'm like, oh shit, like he's huge.
Where
Yeah.
did
That's
where did
dope.
where
Yeah.
did y'all eat?
We went to like
The Fonties.
we went to a bunch of places. I think we went to like 4 different places around Brooklyn, and like every single place we went, people were recognizing you. Little kids crying in the street. Oh my god! it's
People
him."
honking.
People honking on the street. Hey, how's your sister?
It's
I think,
crazy.
yeah. And even like old people, like people from every age group, were just coming up to you and like, "Oh my god, I love you." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Born and raised in Staten Island.
Okay, nice. I gotta admit, I've have not once have I been to Staten Island.
There's like no reason.
I mean,
It's like an outer borough. When I was growing up, I never came to Brooklyn or the other boroughs. Either.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
the city you go to a little bit just because
Yeah.
the city's the city. But like, if you don't have a reason to go there,
no, I just feel like I should. Like it feels like I'm
you
missing.
should at least do the ferry once.
Yeah, I want to ride the boat. Like
Yeah.
that's a good reason to go.
Yeah. Sorry. What when did you start getting into like making internet content and starting to just like not see some momentum, but like when did you start making the videos?
So I started making the videos in like 2017, almost
Mhm.
about 5 years. 5 years.
Damn,
Would you
ago.
start on TikTok?
No, I started on Instagram.
because it was still musically back then. I think.
Yeah, I
TikTok,
didn't
yeah.
even know of TikTok till like COVID came around.
Yeah.
But I was away at college, so the first 2 years I was in a dorm, and then I moved off campus, and I was like, let me just start a food page. I have to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I like to cook. Let me just show the meals I'm making. Not like trying to do anything with it, just kind of,
Yeah.
I just wanted to do it, so I did it. Nothing crazy, a couple hundred followers, basically just my friends, but I wasn't promoting it, wasn't doing none of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it just progressed a little by little. And then TikTok came along, and I was always on it. And then you see like other food guys like Nick DiGiovanni, I was watching, Throwing the Knife, Linja, Golden Balance, QCP.
Mhm.
And they were pretty cool. And I was like, oh, that's fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just start reposting my content on TikTok. And then, but I would never show my face. It was always like pan overs.
Oh, like a
of my-
POV. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was never even reviewing food either. So
Right. You were just like
I was just
Making
fucking around in the
what-
kitchen.
yeah.
And you were like, let me personality it up a little
Yeah.
bit.
And
Yeah.
then one day in July, I was like, let me just turn the camera around. And
Yeah.
like
what was it? July 20 what?
July,
Because it wasn't last
It was
month.
No,
July
like-
21.
July 21.
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
it.
last year. And I turned the camera around. I was eating a sandwich. I wouldn't even technically say I was reviewing it. I kind of do what I do now.
Mhm.
Just talking about it, getting a heart attack, beep, bop, boo. And it took off. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't
Oh,
really
it's
think
also
anything
it's
of
also
it.
like encouraging that all this time it didn't really take off when you weren't putting yourself in it, and then once you put yourself in it, it was
Right.
like, oh, people are responding to me as a person.
Right,
Like,
instead
that's
of just
nice.
the food. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool to see.
I think there's like a huge gap in the comedy and food together market. Like there's not that much
Yeah.
content that combines
Right,
comedy and
there's
food.
Most of them just do food,
Yeah,
or
or they just do comedy.
recipes.
Yeah.
QCP, he's
Yeah,
like the
he's
one-
funny.
one.
The pasta dude.
pasta
There's
guy.
definitely some people,
He
but
does the
it's kind of
comedy.
rare to be able to execute it, you know.
Right, it's tough to do.
Yeah.
I feel like these days I'm doing more comedy than food.
Right.
I'm just I just talk with a sandwich.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, not to make a bad pun, but food I still consider to be like the bread and butter of your content. Like that's what I associate you with.
Right.
You're funny, but there's the food is
There's
always
always
gonna be.
food
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a sandwich,
No,
a
but
slice.
that's a good point. Like most of the recipe or like cooking or food review content I see is like very like aesthetic and like instructive and like, pretty, but
Right.
not it doesn't have any other
Yeah.
entertainment value.
Mine
Yeah.
is just raw content. Even
Yeah.
my cooking content, I'm not even teaching you
Yeah.
how to make it. I'm
Right.
just fucking around in
You're
the
just making
kitchen,
it.
making a mess.
Yeah,
Right.
like and if you can follow along, sure, but you might not be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
more
why-
about the gimmick.
That's what I found unique about you. I mean, that's why I started Boys Who Can Cook, because I realized there wasn't like a huge there weren't that many people just like combining food and comedy,
Yeah.
and I figured it would be cool to like make an account that does that. Yeah.
I feel like most people I see taking off on social media now are people who find like a gap that hasn't been filled. Like the crossover of food and comedy, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know Bryn, who runs Dime Piece. It's
yeah, I know her.
Instagram and like website specifically to help women like learn about luxury watches.
Bryn Trill.
Yeah, and that was
RIP.
just like there was no real presence for that at all. It's like
Yeah.
the hardest part is finding a niche and like putting yourself in it, and
Yeah.
then it blows
And
up.
then you got to keep doing it every single day.
Yeah, that's also-
consistency is
yeah.
key these
It's all
days.
about consistency.
That's the
like
killer.
If
And,
you have a good
it's
idea,
tough.
you
Yeah.
gotta just-
Even me, I do it full time, and it's not easy cranking out videos.
Well, especially
Yeah.
when your face, like, it's so deeply associated with who you are
Right.
that, like,
So,
probably sometimes exhausting.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is exhausting going out in public. I
Oh.
Yeah.
almost hate it sometimes. Sometimes I don't go out in
Yeah.
public.
Yeah.
I'm in bad mood. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do it.
But where are, like, you think New York, like, you've been to LA? I know you were like in LA like last month for a little bit. Do you get just as much notice there, or is it a big difference?
I get a little bit out there, but here it's crazy. Like every restaurant,
Right.
they know.
Yeah.
Just I was in the Starbucks. The kid making our coffee was going. He
Right.
had like the biggest smile on his face. He's like, "You're
Aw.
the guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm
The guy. I'm the guy.
So
Yeah. So what's it like being the guy these days?
it's fun. It has its perks. It has its cons. Everything has its perks.
Right.
So I can go anywhere I want and be known, and it's a little more comfortable for me.
You don't gotta introduce yourself.
Right? They
Yeah.
already know, but
Yeah.
also it's becomes uncomfortable because
Yeah.
when you're sitting down at a restaurant, there's like 10 eyes on you.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I spill something on me, I do something
Right.
stupid, or I
Take a
say
good
something stupid.
picture.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like afraid of people noticing shit that they wouldn't notice if you weren't known.
Right.
Yeah. So
Have you considered getting like a rubber mask for when you want to be incognito?
No, once in a while I'll throw in a mask and hat, like
Yeah.
if I want to go just to the
You know what
mall
you
or
really-
whatever, or
should I
pick up
tell you?
food real quick.
I got a good idea for you. What you could do is you could get a guy that looks exactly like you,
Oh, like
Right?
like Queen Amidala in Star Wars. You
Yeah,
have your handmaidens
exactly.
dress up.
and they
There you
they go to one restaurant. You guys both go to the same restaurant. They sit over there with a bunch of guys, and you sit by yourself
Right.
Oh,
in the corner,
yeah.
wear sunglasses.
I got a stunt double.
and a
Yeah,
hat.
for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, and they do all the talking, and then like, hey, you're not Cugine. You're like, what do you mean? You know?
Gabagool.
Yeah, and just get like an actor.
A stand-in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stunt double for sure.
Yeah. So, do you think you could ever see yourself being like a Food Network type of guy, or one of
like
those?
TV.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like so many people want me to do unscripted TV. I've gotten
Right.
a bunch of offers. Not offers, but like, you do like a
Interest.
teaser
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
there's a process. I always like put it off, but I think now
Is
I think
the
I
time.
should.
It's getting
I
harder
should.
to
I sh-
avoid, or would you rather do something scripted? Because I feel like you could probably do
Scripted is fun.
too.
So I just did. I was in a movie. That's why I was in LA for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like-
what was it?
The movie is called As We Know It.
Yeah. Okay, I was like seeing
Zombie.
stuff
It's like a
about it.
zombie movie,
Oh wow,
Yeah,
and yeah, I don't know if I could say any more.
that's all right.
So let's just
that's cool.
keep it at that. But it
That's
was
pretty
it was
awesome.
fun, like having a script, and then the director was nice. He was like, if you want to cooge it up, because I kind of played myself, but not myself.
Mm-hmm.
Your name's a verb now. Cooge it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. He was like, do what you got to do. If you find it a little funny, if you say this, do this.
Right.
Because
Because like I noticed when you make your videos, a lot of people probably think that they're just like, boom, one take. But like
yeah,
when I see you do it, it's a process. You're not just like doing it in one take. You're like trying different things out. Does this work? Does that work?
Right. Just
So
writing the script
yeah,
takes sometimes a few.
exactly.
Like
Storyboarding.
it's like
It
just all right. This joke, this joke, this
right.
joke. I gotta have like 3 or 4 punchlines in
Yeah.
every
Mhm.
video, and that's not
Honestly,
easy. Like
Yeah.
just a
it's
cooking
like
video where you just review is not
yeah.
not as hard.
Yeah.
It's similar. It was kind of similar to like I've recorded like rappers before. It was kind of similar to that where like they'll rap one thing, try and then be like, "Oh, that sounds good. That we'll keep that. Try it again." And then like, but after like 5 takes, you got it done.
Yeah.
Right.
Workshopping.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your stuff isn't really that unscripted. So I could kind of see you in like more of like doing acting stuff too.
Right. Yeah. It was unscripted in the beginning, and then over the past,
Well,
I'd say this summer, it became
You got better at just
way more
yeah.
scripted, or like at least
thought
a
out.
real thought out. Okay, I'll say this first, that's it, and then however I say it, it goes.
Well, that makes sense. Like once your audience expects certain stuff from you, it's like shows respect for them to try and maintain that
Right.
level. Yeah.
hmm
Have you traveled outside the U.S. much at all?
No, not since like 6 or 7 years ago.
Is there like a like country whose food you want to like go eat there?
I mean, I guess Italian food. That was
Yeah,
just
I
that's
figured.
obvious.
Yeah, but anything else that you're like curious about?
Not really. See, growing up. I only really ate Italian food.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's well, my mother cooked macaroni 4 days a week.
Yeah.
So that's kind of all I know. So when I eat like a Mexican joint or a, Chinese or something like that, I'm like, oh, that's good. Like,
Yeah.
because they're new flavors almost. Like
Yeah.
I've had them a couple of times, but they're not,
You
it's
always gotta
different.
go back to the staples.
Yeah, just go back to the Italian food. So yeah, I'd love to go to Italy, see authentic Italian
Yeah.
cuisine.
Straight up.
Yeah, that would be sick. I've never been there either. I've been to like a lot of places in Europe, but not Italy yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Specifically. What do you think is the most like overrated Italian restaurant in New York?
Ooh.
Oh, see, I get like, what's your favorite restaurant all the time, and I don't really dine at classy places.
Yeah.
Like there's so many restaurants that are like top notch. I'll be like, never been.
Yeah.
Never been. Oh, you gotta
Yeah.
go. You gotta go. I'm like, I'm eating fucking
Right.
sandwiches.
You
What
want
do
the
you
hole
want
in the
from me?
wall, hoagie.
Right. I want the
yeah.
hole in the wall. They still don't even have a screen for their menu.
They don't
It's
accept
Yeah.
credit card.
not cash
Cash only.
only.
That's
That's like the spots that are like
those are the good
low
places.
key the best.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's good spots that have updated
You know.
whatever joints, but
Have
as
you ever
far as-
been somewhere that was hyped up and you were disappointed?
not really. I say like I'm pretty like fair and liberal with my reviews.
Yeah.
I don't really try to destroy the place.
Yeah. Well, I think something that makes you cool, and I hope this doesn't sound like a negative thing because it's a compliment, is that like you're not like pretentious. Like you don't have this like high established palate. Like it's
Yeah.
so much more relatable
Yeah,
because
it's
you're
way-
like food, yum.
Yeah.
You
it's
know, like
oh,
you're-
chicken cutlet, it's good. Like I don't know what the fuck panko they
Yeah,
used or
exactly.
like, oh, this balsamic is very vinegary.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
I mean, I know a little bit because used to work in the kitchen, but I don't know nearly as much as like some other foodies.
Yeah,
I
who would be
actually
like,
know.
I don't really love this olive oil they prepared it with. Like,
Right.
no.
You're not like, oh, it's got a certain oak flavor. with
Right. Yeah. I have no clue.
This
Yeah.
would go great with a
I just-
Malbec.
Yeah. I just know a good sandwich is a good sandwich.
Yeah.
A good slice is a good slice. Good sauce, bad sauce. But as far as like anything more than that, I
Yeah.
don't really know.
Yeah.
Are there any foods you don't like? Like, is there like a food you just
Not really. Like I'll try anything,
yeah?
and if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I'll give everything a shot.
You try octopus?
Yeah, I love octopus.
I think I saw.
Octopus is
Did I
Yeah.
see a video of you making octopus once?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically.
You prepared it?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, sounds like it.
So you gotta like clean it. Like usually you could have the fish market do that, and then you boil water. You put like lemons and other herbs and
Mm.
shit in it, and you dunk it 3 times to not shock the octopus, and you'll see like the tentacles
Wow.
curl. Do that, and then you let it boil for like 45 minutes, and then you let it sit in the hot water for another hour, and then you take it out, and then you let it cool off, then you cut it up, marinate it, and then you could throw it on the grill or serve it
Holy
cold.
shit. That's all before you really cook it. Wait, how did it turn out okay?
Sometimes.
I
Sometimes it
it's like
comes out like really tough.
I just think it's like the best feeling in the world when you try to cook something new that's kind of ambitious and it turns out like bomb. Like
Yeah,
it
I'm
is
like,
the
"Oh,
most
shit, I
sad.
did that."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't really. I cook sometimes, but my meals aren't exactly edible. If you know what I mean.
I
Yeah.
just tried to make shakshuka for the first time ever the other night, and I was so proud of myself. Even if it had turned out bad, I would have been proud of myself because I
don't
tried
even
it.
know what that is.
It's
Yeah.
like a
My grandma, like I grew up with my grandma making that.
yeah, I think it's Mediterranean.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a Mediterranean dish that's like based with like a red sauce, and you have poached eggs on top of it. It's like I don't know, it's pretty good.
It's a trendy brunch item these days.
Yeah, I think it is
for the
pretty
last few
on
years.
trend.
That's another
You could-
gimmick.
yeah, you could go to like a place in Soho and get it for like $21
There
probably.
you go.
Yeah,
So I was like, let me make this at home.
yeah. So you've gained like a lot of followers really quick, and obviously when you gain a lot of followers, some of the followers are a little famous or something. Who's someone that followed you that's like your most favorite person that you never thought in a
Oh
million
yeah,
years
that, like you got hype about when you
would
saw.
follow you?
Yeah.
Like a few comedians that followed me was cool. Bert Kreischer.
Oh
Mm.
wow.
And I just did his podcast. That was like a cool follow.
I saw
Andrew
you on this
Schultz.
podcast. Oh really?
That's
sick too.
Chris Stefano.
Nice.
So you're into comedy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then a couple, like Drake followed me. That was cool. Still running
Wow.
off that high, even
Oh
though
my-
that was like 6 months ago.
That's a big one. No, I would.
that was a solid.
I think I'm blushing just hearing that. Like I don't even know how I would respond if that happened.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I was like,
Did you?
I didn't even realize he did. I was getting so many DMs like, "Oh, Drake followed you." I'm like,
If
"Whoa."
Drake
And
followed
I
me,
went, I'm like, "Oh no, shit! It says follow back."
I would DM him right away. Damn, you didn't even follow it.
Nah, I followed him
So-
back.
No, but like at first,
Yeah,
that's a
no.
cool
That's
flex.
sick that he followed you without you even following him.
Yeah.
And
That's funny.
He was like, "Damn, Cooge just followed me."
so like, what do you? So you don't like you didn't interact with Drake, obviously, but like,
nah, never met him.
Can you just DM him my number? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
See
don't.
what I could do.
Oh my
so
god.
yeah. Who else has been like? Who out of them that did you actually end up meeting? Well, I guess the comedians. You probably met some of
I
them.
met. It's funny. Like I'm not into like meeting famous people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't,
No, but if it's someone you like,
right?
it's a
Like
different
Post
story.
Malone, I met,
Yeah,
Oh.
but
oh,
he
that
doesn't
was
even
cool.
run his.
No.
His socials.
I don't think so.
No.
Oh,
He
right.
may. He knew who I was, but it was
I met
kinda-
him once. He was a sweetheart.
He's so that is literally the perfect word for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
The nicest dude ever.
Yeah, you guys. Not only that, you guys like made content together, stuff, right?
Yeah, we like reviewed Sweet Chicks. He went around with New York Nico for an entire day. So
Oh,
we
right.
did Sweet Chicks,
Nice.
Tiger Hood.
That's sick.
Yeah, and we did a couple other things. I don't
Yeah.
even remember.
So Nico's been like a huge help in your.
Yeah, he's been very
introducing
influential.
you.
Yeah.
Kind of is he kind of like mentoring you or not really?
A little bit, but he's kind of like showing me the ropes without showing me the ropes. I'm kind of
Right.
just like seeing what he's
Yeah,
doing,
'cause
and
When you gain a lot of followers that quickly and like you don't really know anyone else who has had the followers
Right.
before, you don't really know like where do you go with
Right,
it?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do with it?
it's very foreign.
How do you get connected? Like, how did you do that thing with Bobby Schmurda? What was that?
So that was through Side Talk.
Oh, yeah.
word. I
So-
thought that was awesome. What was that like?
Yeah, that was funny. That was
Yeah.
like the most New York shit ever.
Yeah.
Also got this other collab that I did Monday. Well, I won't say who. I'll say it after. But I'll release the video within like a week.
yeah.
Oh, this won't
Nice.
be
Was it-
live until after it's out. I don't think so.
Either way. What was the
It was
what was it for?
if anything, it was just black. Eli Manning.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Yeah, that was fun. It's kind of funny because he had no idea who I was.
That's awesome.
So it was kind of just his team.
I feel like that's better because then he meets you and he's like, wow, this
It's
guy's
a
funny.
pure.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got like no idea of my shtick, and I'm
Right.
like saying things, and he's just like, "What?" But he's a good guy, like
No, that
super,
seems like
super nice
such a good
gentleman.
mix because he's like very, I don't even like straight laced kind of
Yeah.
personality. So y'all together would be really funny, especially if he went into it not knowing anything about you.
Right.
Yeah. What are some like hobbies you have that people might not know about that you like
Yeah.
doing? Like, are you into cars?
Nah, I fucking hate cars.
What are you
New
into?
York, baby.
Music?
Music a little bit, just as much as the next guy, but
Right.
not
You're more like a
crazy.
radio guy.
Yeah,
Of, like,
I do actually
throw
like
on
the radio. I
throw on the
fuck with the
radio.
radio
No,
OD.
I got a lot of friends like that. Like,
It's just easier.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't care. They're just
Getting
like,
it
yeah,
served
I'll just
to you.
listen to
Yeah,
whatever.
just have like 4 or 5
Yeah.
stations and right next. But it's funny, like food used to be a hobby, and this is like I started a food page for a hobby to
Mhm.
like get me to do things, get me
Mhm.
to look forward to something, get me off the couch. And now it's a job, so it's like now I'm like
You have to find it. Yeah.
trying to find like a new hobby,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of a fucking pain in the ass.
No,
it's
I-
important
That's
because
It is like it's something to look forward
Yeah.
to other than work.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it is work. I treat it like a job. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I haven't posted in 2 days, 3
Right.
days. I got to do something with my life.
I've
Yeah.
been like experiencing something similar recently where I'm like, I want to find a new hobby,
Right.
and it feels so. There's something so like kind of embarrassing about it. You're
Right.
like you're basically admitting like I want to make myself more interesting.
Yeah.
But I've been trying all this different stuff. Like I took a woodworking class, which was really
Oh,
fun.
that's fun.
I don't know. I feel like especially when you spend so much time on the internet to do something, to like spend time and you end up with a tangible, like an item that you
Right.
made with your hands was really validating for me. So maybe
Right.
you could do something like that.
yeah.
I
I've been
mean,
like getting back into skateboarding.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
I got you. Did you skate at all growing up?
Nah, I played sports. I was a basketball player.
Sports
So
Nice.
I still play ball here and
Right.
there. I like to shoot hoops.
Are you a Knicks fan?
Sort of. Knicks, Nets. I grew up being a Nets fan
Yeah.
because it was way closer for me
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Staten
yeah.
Island, so I would just go to the Nets games. Now I'm like both. Like I don't choose sides. I just
Yeah.
root for New York.
Yeah. Man, I'm from Indiana. So the idea of like growing up somewhere where you have two teams to choose from, like I'm just jealous of that.
in,
Like
like
we
every
were,
sport.
yeah, we had the Pacers. I mean, we had the Colts. The Colts were big, with the other
Oh.
Manning brother. But
Pacers were good back in the day.
yeah,
Reggie Miller.
I got a Reggie Miller tattoo on my arm.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like a little like 33 jersey.
Yeah, 31.
31.
I remember like the first week I moved to New York, I went to a club wearing a Reggie jersey, and the bouncers were like, "You can't wear that shit here." And I was like,
A little
"Sorry."
eye-opening.
So, how did you first start getting into just let's like making food in general or like cooking and all that stuff?
I always just like food growing up, being in the kitchen,
Mhm.
breading chicken cutlets, rolling meatballs.
Right.
And then,
And was it a job for you ever?
yeah,
making
that's
food.
basically the only jobs I ever held was food.
Working in kitchens.
Really?
So, the first job I had was a lifeguard. That was useless. And then from 18 to 20, like the summers going into college, like
Yeah.
freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I was working at a deli in a supermarket, making sandwiches, cutting cold cuts. And that was like my first food job.
Hmm.
I was like making sandwiches, and I was like, I kind of like this. And one of the customers, was like, looks like you like this shit. And I never really thought about it. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah, I do.
yeah, I guess so. Like, it's not too bad, flipping
Yeah.
eggs and, cutting cold cuts.
Yeah. It's pretty cool that you kind of made it like you made it a job, but in your own way, on your own terms. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
don't have to like work for anyone now.
Right.
Yeah,
My
so-
own boss.
Yeah.
That's a lot of discipline.
When did you get to a point where you were able to quit your last food job?
So I was a line cook up in Newport, and then I quit last October, and I wasn't even like making money
Yeah.
or too much. I think I was making like cameos.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that was
And
the
you
only
were, but
money.
you just were like,
I was just like, I had like such a good thing going for, let's see, July, August,
You
September.
just knew
so
you
like
couldn't
3
sit
months.
in the kitchen anymore.
And I was like, fuck it, let me just jump at it.
Yeah.
I'm sure this job will give it back because I have like
Yeah.
a good relationship with them anyway,
Mhm.
if it doesn't turn out well.
and that's a good way to motivate yourself.
All right. So I made the jump. And when I stopped working, I told myself, I'm like, all right, if I'm not working, I'm going to make a video every day.
Yeah.
You gotta make this shit a job.
So I made a video every day, except for if that video on TikTok got 1 million views,
Mhm.
I would take the next day off. I would,
Right.
I would like reward myself
Right.
a little bit.
That's
I'd
a
be
really
like,
good idea.
I was like, all right, that's
Plus,
cool.
it gives your last video a little more time to
Right,
marinate.
that's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
was my idea. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, let me push
That's
it out a
actually
little
that
bit.
is smart actually.
Damn, yeah, that's like incredibly smart. Like, give yourself some structure and just like make it feel like a job since you quit your job for
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And then literally like right away, I had like my 2 or 3 most viral videos, like within the first 3 weeks of me stopping work, retiring. That's what I say. I retired
Yeah.
because I don't
No.
even consider this like a real job.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
it's a fake job.
You're in retirement right
Yeah.
now.
Got your pension.
Yeah.
So how's it been? Has it been good since you quit the job? You feel you feel more confident still
Yeah.
about it?
In the beginning, I was iffy because you don't get brand deals right away. You don't
Yeah.
get, you know, other money or other gigs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just kind of doing your own thing, which was the good thing was it was Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of people
Ah.
asking for cameos and a lot of people buying T-shirts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like
You got a good. You got a good.
disproportionate of
yeah.
what it is right now with
Yeah.
cameos.
Right.
But I
Slow down.
remember from November and December, I was doing like 5 cameos a day,
Great.
which is pretty good. Just
Yeah.
saying Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And that like kept me afloat. I was actually making more money than I was in the kitchen. I was like, this is a joke. Like people pay me for this.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll do it. And yeah, I don't even. And then after that, I was like running out of places to review because back then I was still saying like, this is 8 models, this is 12 models. Now I really don't even do that too
Yeah.
much. If I remember, I do, but that's not really my shtick no more.
Yeah.
But
It's good to evolve.
all right,
With best
then I-
models.
had to like move out of Newport upstate because
Yeah.
it's in no man's land. And I was
Yeah.
coming to Brooklyn or the city a little
Mhm.
bit more, and I'm like, let me just move home to Staten Island, get situated, and then it'll be a little easier to commute and just work out of. But
Mhm.
now I'm like trying to,
You trying to move out of Staten Island?
yeah.
You gonna go to the city?
looking?
No, I don't think Manhattan. Manhattan's just like, it's like too much money in plain English. It's
Yeah.
not worth it. What do I want to live in? A closet the size of this fucking table for
Exactly.
$3,000? Like, what?
I have a 2-bedroom with a private backyard in Queens that's like the cost would probably get me a studio in Manhattan.
Right.
Like
Just
no.
not worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like Brooklyn, Queens.
Yeah.
They're easier to get to the city.
Yeah.
The central.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
could
I'm like-
still drive a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 I got a car in the city. Like it's nice to have every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you
So
want to leave the city.
Yeah,
What's-
it just feels like a little escape route at any
Right.
time.
what's a day in the life for you these days besides like doing podcasts and all that? What do you normally do on a normal day if you're not out recording?
Well, this
and,
is rare doing podcasts.
Oh,
I
really?
probably haven't even done. This is probably 1, 2. This might be like my sixth podcast, fifth
That's
or
a
sixth.
that's a lot of podcasts.
That's yeah.
You're in demand.
Yeah.
I mean, I turn some down here and there.
How's this one is compared to the others? Has it been?
I've
Do you like
I
us?
feel
I'm
like
saying as far as the questions go, have they been?
this is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it's about, but
Yeah.
this one's, I'm getting better and better every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
This
Us
podcast,
too.
you don't really right. It's a learning curve,
Yeah.
and you don't do it too often.
Mhm.
Normally I'm just sitting in the car by myself.
Yeah.
But you know what? You could talk for days. You're the type of guy. You know.
Nah, that's because I'm off coffee right now.
Yeah.
Once the coffee wears out, I'm gonna say 3 words.
Yeah.
But a day in a life is normally really just whatever life comes at me. So if I have to do something, I don't have to do anything, which is kind of a good thing. But if
Yeah.
I have something scheduled on the books, I'll go do it. Whatever it is. I mean, phone calls with agents or whatever, or deals.
You have a manager?
You have a manager and agents.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're like relaxing? Do you like game?
Nah, I feel like gaming is work to me.
Yeah.
I never understood how my
Well,
buddies would come home from work and then play a video game.
And then do problem solving.
I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that takes effort. Why don't you just
It takes
sit and
it-
be a mushan in front of the TV, which is what I do.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
watching
What have you been
TV or
watching?
movies. I just see House of Dragons is coming out.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it came
yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
it's solid. First episode was 6. Second episode was a little weird.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's weird. Well, they're
You
all
into,
weird, honestly.
Better
Yeah.
Call Saul at all, or not really?
Nah, I tried getting into that. I don't know. I don't have patience, really.
Yeah.
That and Breaking Bad, they're just so long.
Yeah, they definitely.
Plus, I'm just like a Sopranos stan.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, I like.
I
feel
swear
like
to
both.
God, I did
rewatched The
not wear this on
Sopranos.
purpose today.
I've
It's
watched it like 10
disgusting.
times.
It's disgusting. I'll just throw
Yeah.
on a random episode
Yeah.
and just
I know.
binge.
I think I know it by heart, every word.
Yeah.
If I watch it, I
Like
can just
if-
say what
like
they're
the
gonna
first
say.
5 minutes of the episode, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I know what this entire thing
Yeah.
is going about. Who's
Yeah.
saying what's
I went
going
to
on.
I found out that Michael Imperioli, who plays Moltisanti,
Christopher.
has a band. Did
Does
you know
he?
this? Yeah. And I just love him. Like I just think he's great. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff since. And so I bought tickets to see his band play at Baby's All Right. And like
Yeah.
no offense to him, it's not my kind of music at all, but I was mostly just like, "Oh, I want to see Christopher." Like
Right.
I
Is it
want to see
fun?
Christopher singing a
Yeah,
song.
that's probably
What
like
kind of music?
30% of the fans.
You might like it actually.
What kind
Like
of music
just
was it?
straight up, I'm just not as much into what I call guitar music as you
Okay.
are. So
Yeah.
you might like it though.
Probably.
It was fun. It was just I was mostly just like, I'm in the same room as Christopher right now.
This is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, what do you see the future for yourself right now? Where do you see yourself taking all this
Yeah, look into your-
influence you
Your
have?
crystal ball.
You're just taking it day by day.
I just take it like day by day.
You're not really
weekend.
planning?
I don't plan shit.
I'm the same way.
I didn't get into this to
Yeah.
like work hard. To be
Yeah,
honest
I
with you,
feel
I
you.
got into this to relax.
Yeah.
I'm don't mean to give unsolicited advice, but I really feel like you should be on like some kind of Food Network kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of people tell.
The
See, I don't
offers-
want to be on regular TV because then I can't say fucking shit.
Yeah, but maybe they do like a web series,
but like
or
a
something.
Netflix or like a Hulu where I could just say whatever I want.
Like, where's the Cugine Hot Ones episode? You know,
Right.
like something
That,
like
I would do that even though I can't take spice for shit.
Really?
But
that would make it
for
fun
hot
to watch.
ones,
Wow.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
No.
that would be
Yeah.
a great one. Seeing you go crazy, eating wings.
We really would like to see you suffer.
Yeah, seeing you just like motherfucking shit.
That was your
Fuck you
impression.
put in this shit.
Oh, I can't do spicy either, though. Hey, wait, I had a question. Have you ever made risotto? Risotto?
Risotto.
Yeah.
No, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
to me.
exactly. When you're talking about the octopus, I was thinking about it because risotto is just like the
Risotto,
most
it's like
labor
butter,
intensive.
cheese, and it's
Stirring for like an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's so
I don't
good
got
though.
time for that.
It's so. I'm gonna eat some tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you go to Prospect Park very much at all?
No, I'm not in this. I'm not really in.
Yeah.
The only parts of Brooklyn I really go is like Williamsburg.
Yeah, this is
My
not.
buddies.
There's not much reason to come here, but there's a pasta place near here that I would be curious what you think of it.
What's
It's
it
called
called?
Pasta Louise.
Okay.
And they like make it all fresh in house every day, and they also have house made ricotta, which
Regatta.
yeah, I really
Ricotta.
really like. Oh yeah, sorry, I said it the way my Italian ex said it. I'd be like ricotta, and he'd be like ricotta.
Yes.
Anyways, you should try it sometime.
How did you start talking to Side Talk? Because you've like done a bunch of good content with them, right?
Yeah, we made 2 episodes. It was funny because Trent hit me up, I think last year, like late last year, like at 3 a.m. He's like, I don't even know what he said, but I like saw it at 3 a.m. I was like, let me just accept it and I'll answer it
Yeah.
the next day
Yeah.
because it's 3 a.m. and I don't feel like answering. So I wake up and it's like 2 unsent messages. So Trent
Oh,
unsent, and then I
Oh,
was
so
like,
like, wait, he got the read receipt and then he got embarrassed and like unsent them.
nah, he didn't even get the receipt because if you just accept it,
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
still unread, but
Right.
it's like we could message each other.
Mhm.
And then I don't know. I think I hit him up and I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think you knew who we were." I'm like, I'm very aware of who
Honestly, that's
you guys
sweet.
are.
Right.
And he's like, "We should do something." And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." By this point, I think I knew I was moving back downstate. And I think in January, it was Brick. The first time I met him, we did the episode. And like, we were fucking handing out Diet Cokes for like 4 hours, making the video, shooting,
Mhm.
freezing. And it was funny. I was like, "You guys think you're going to use this?" He's like, "Yeah, we should be able to." And then the next day, Side Talk tagged you in a reel. I'm like, you know,
Right away.
they don't
Right.
even tell you. They just do it.
Right.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like dying laughing. I'm like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
Yeah.
You know, to be on Side Talks.
It's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about
Next
to say,
day?
he's like, yeah, I think we can do something with it.
Yeah.
And the next day it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty
yeah,
sick.
so we
Yeah,
made
man.
that episode. It was fun. And then we just made one. I think we recorded it like in June. Yeah, early June we made one.
He's got such good instincts.
Yeah,
Like,
Trent and Jack.
yeah. How
Yeah.
old is Trent?
They are both
Early 20s, right?
They're like 21, I think.
Yeah, crazy.
They're crazy.
Incredible. They're going to
They're
be like
good stuff.
media moguls.
Yeah.
Well, you're really not really quick, but yeah, I saw them go from like 0 to
Right.
where they are now.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
Bing
It's insane.
Bong happened.
Bing Bong,
and
yeah.
it changed
Yeah.
everything.
I felt so stupid. Like, Bing Bong is supposed to be like the train doors closing
Yeah.
Right.
sound. Yeah, I didn't know that for
Yeah.
like months. Months of hearing Bing Bong. I had no idea what the like etymology of that
Yeah.
term was, and I felt
I've been listening
so dumb.
to Nem sometimes. Pretty good. When I
Yeah,
drive
he is
around,
cool.
when I drive around the city, I like listening to his music.
So New York.
Yeah, it's very nostalgic, but it's new, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's a nice vibe.
What who are someone that you really want to make a content with, like
Oh, like a dream collab.
yeah, like dream collab
Um,
type beat?
no one really. I just found it cool when I got, I guess, big enough where I was collabing with the other chefs, the other
Mhm.
TikToks. So like
Yeah.
when I do that, I'm like, oh, that's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I saw you collab with someone that I really like. I forgot his name, but he's sick. He makes like really good sandwiches all the time.
Oh,
He does the thing with the knife when he like scrapes the top. You know what I'm talking about?
Golden Balance,
Another guy. I forgot his name.
QCP.
QCP, I work in social media, and we did like some influencer marketing with him at one of my jobs, and he was just like delightful to work with.
Yeah, he's
like
cool.
such
He's very
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
I don't know if I. What does that stand for? QCP.
I don't. He
I
told
don't
me
even know.
once.
I don't think I.
and-
I don't think I know. if I'm familiar with
cutie
it.
cooking pasta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So
No,
let
he's
me
a nice
see.
dude.
With the knife, I'm trying to think. Oh, Owen Hahn.
That guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Love that guy.
Yeah,
Does he live in New York?
Nah, he's in LA.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's one or the other.
Yeah,
Always one or the
It's
other. If
usually
you've got
one or the other,
followers.
or just bumblefuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be like some random person living in like Ohio.
Right.
Yeah, I would see his videos on YouTube a lot. I'm not on YouTube, on Facebook. You know, how Facebook has like reels. I'm a grandpa. I still look at
Do
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook
And
at all.
I saw his videos all the time. Then I finally I found his Instagram because you posted like a collab with him, and then I
Right.
realized he was following me. I was like,
Oh,
yo,
nice.
I got stoked because I thought he was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool to work with. It's
Mhm.
funny to watch him film versus like what I film, because he's like, he's got it like docked, like the phone docked, and
Yeah.
it's just like doing like three. He's like, all right, I think I got it on that one, and then it's like it takes so long for
Yeah.
him to film, almost just to like get the like ASMR going and just the right vibe, and it's just very quick. It's like, oh, can't do that. So, but
Yeah, it
it's
must
very
be
quick, easy,
interesting to
and
watch.
it's like plus his edit. He was telling me it's like sometimes three. If you actually have to like cook, it's like 3-4 hours to film and another like 3 hours to edit.
Yeah.
I'm
And plus, like,
fuck, that's
Yeah,
like
he goes hard. He has to
yeah,
get the
but
ingredients.
it's sick. Every
Yeah.
I'm like staring at it like crazy. I watch it
Yeah.
4 times over.
plus, like, I've never thought about this, but like making cooking content, there's things you can't really do twice. Like, you got to get it right on the first shot.
Right.
Like, if you want to get like a really good chop or whatever, like, you got to get it. You got to.
You gotta get it, or you get 3 onions.
Yeah, exactly. I never thought about that. Damn.
Yeah. So you're more of like a stay home, watch TV type of guy. You're like
Yeah,
like a
I've
party guy. You're not really like a
I don't
party
really
type of guy.
party too much. I mean, I like bars a little bit. Dive
Mhm.
bars are fun because
Yeah.
there's no one there, or
Yeah.
people are there and
Yeah.
they leave me alone.
Yeah.
Love a dive bar.
But for the most part, if I have nothing to do, I just like hang out at home.
Yeah, you're
watch
like-
TikTok,
You're a chiller.
throw a movie on.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
don't find stuff to do.
Yeah.
Man, I used to go to this there's this dive bar I used to go to in Greenpoint that was like specifically a lottery bar. And so like the only people there were like old Polish people playing the lotto. Like they had
That's-
lottery cards, they had
That's
lottery on the
so
TV.
fun.
It was great. No one talks to you.
Right,
And no one's playing the pool table because they're playing lottery.
right.
Yeah. How did you make a video with Linja? Is that how you pronounce your
Yeah,
name?
Linja.
Yeah. What, did she approach you or did you? hit her
So
up?
yeah, the person behind Lynch is my buddy. Well, he's now my buddy, but he hit me up, and it was funny when the account hit me up. I'm like, oh, Lynch just hit me, because you think the face of it,
Right.
but I won't say he really likes to keep himself very
Yeah.
low key.
That's
Yeah.
understandable.
But he hit me up. He was like, oh, we should do a video together. I'm like close to you, I think. So whatever. I got on the phone. I'm talking to him. I'm like, I can't figure out if this guy's 22 or
Right.
48.
Mhm.
And
They-
then we
they're in
met up.
Staten Island too.
No, he's in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So we met before. I didn't even meet Lynn. I just met him. Just we got lunch just to make it like not awkward first day of shooting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We clicked, and I was like, oh, we could do this. Well, it's easy. So we just made it happen. We set a date, went over, and it's like the funniest collab. Like me
Yeah.
and Linja, like it's so like polar
Yeah.
opposites.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Have you ever had any like bad interactions with fans coming up to you and
Mm.
Nah. Once in a while they'll be like drunk, so just drunk
Right.
antics where
Yeah.
they put your
They get
hands on
really
you,
excited.
like like they'll pet your hair, and I'm like, all right, don't do that.
right? It's also weird like being a social media star because like you're not like like as many people. A lot of people know who you are, but you're not like
And I'm not an actual celebrity
Right.
with real
so
security.
they think they could
Mm.
approach you like
Right, I'm
they
ve-
think that
I'm
you're
way
friends
more-
kind of. They feel more
Oh,
they already
yeah.
think you're friends before they even meet you because
It's
they feel like
it's a
they know you.
it's called a parasocial
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
when somebody
it's
knows a
like-
lot about your life, so they feel close to you, even though they're a complete stranger to you.
But it's more so when you're like a social media star because you're very like your content isn't like Hollywood movies, you know. It's like
Right.
you just in your car. Duh, duh.
Well, because
So-
part of what like makes you successful on social media is like to
Yeah.
make your lifestyle seem
Being-
like aspirational, but also like attainable.
Like
you
an
know?
everyday
Like,
Right.
kind of guy. Yeah.
yeah, so people feel like they can relate to you, but they also like want to be more like you. Like it's just
Right.
there's this tension that makes people think that they're closer to you than they are.
Yeah, they like come up to you while you're eating, even though you're like a food guy. Like that's like a number
Wanna
one
eat.
thing that people don't like. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
don't come up to me while I'm eating. Like,
Right. If I'm at a restaurant, yeah.
yeah.
Ugh.
But you're a food guy, so they probably think, oh, he's always eating.
Right.
I'm not gonna get a chance without him eating.
I've seen him do that on my phone.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, is there anything you want to plug
Yeah.
that you got coming out, working on?
I working on a little spice company. So
That's
I'm hoping
cool.
that gets into the works sooner than later.
Like custom mixes?
no, just
Like
like
a rub?
yeah,
Yeah.
like just simple stuff, nothing
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
I'll
awesome.
see where it goes. And
No,
it's-
no
yeah,
vitamin supplements.
See you there.
Yeah, I'm gonna release my own creatine powder
Yeah.
soon.
No salads over here.
Oh, spices makes a lot of sense for you. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
That'll
like
be
that.
fun.
it's nice. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
All right.
It was
I
super
think-
nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to talk to
Yes.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Alrighty.
All right.
Take care.
Brush
Bye.
your hair.
Brush your hair.
If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time.